We got ourselves a little cameraless stream today, I think, probably because it doesn't seem like a good use of screen real estate if I'm going to be working on art. How's it going? It's going okay. I usually can't stream in the middle of the day like this because it's my working hours, but this is my work for today, for now. So, I figured, what the hey, why not? And I got a nice mellow playlist today. We're listening to Outdoors Melancholy because it's gonna be the right vibe for what map we're making. So let's see. Today, the order of the day is if I show you kind of what we're looking at, so we're making something that will, something that'll kind of fit in with this. Oh, I'm glad to be part of your balanced diet today, Zesty Limes. Just as Zesty Limes are in turn part of mine. Is this going to be a short stream like the last mapmaking stream? I'll need to take a pause for lunch at some point, but this is probably going to go for most of the rest of my working day, for maybe up to 4 hours or so. Because this is going to be a significantly larger map than I was working on last time, so I'm not likely to finish it in this sitting. So, we're gonna make part of the city that is in, you know, roughly a similar locale to this. This is the foundation. This used to be the nice part of the city, but it kind of got left behind by urban sprawl upward and downward, and then it got kind of obliterated 30 years before the events of the game, when the Stolen Breath rose to an unprecedented level and overtook the walls and swept across it and deleted everyone. So now it's really not in a good way. And our mission brief for today, I'm going to be making a little... I plan to make a large open courtyard that was part of a noble estate in this part of the city, which has long since been abandoned and is now a sort of makeshift encampment for dispossessed lower-class citizens. Do you mind if I ask you a question about your work, Aram? You can always ask me a question about my work. Whether or not I choose to answer may depend on what the question is, but usually... So I think what I'd like for this map... Oh, Great Skywells, thank you for subscribing. Show off your founder badge, catch half a stream. I appreciate it. Don't forget to spam Tom Champs and Raging Gays to show off all the fun chrome that you get as a subscriber. At some point, I'll need to sit down and try and fill out more of those. Yeah, that's the ticket. Fill out more of those emote slots. I also need at some point to sit down and figure out stream elements to put the stream chat up on the screen somewhere, because now that Twitch is not really letting you use it for long-term storage anymore, I'm probably going to need to set up a YouTube channel just as a VOD repository, but I'm going to lose the chat log off the videos. So, unless it's in the video itself, so I'm gonna need to set that up at some point. Because otherwise, you know, posterity, the future people who might look back at this, won't know all of the fun Tom Champs and Raging Gays that were taking place off to the side. Ellen, what's your social security number and address? Social security number is... You know, I was about to actually give you my original home phone number, which would be funny, but also that number might still be in service for someone else, so I shouldn't do that. anyway. And as for my address, they actually showed off my house on The Simpsons. It's at 123 Fake Street. Okay, so I know elements that I want in this map. I want it to be up against the edge of the plateau, the exterior wall like this, because that gives me fun options for things I can use the map for. And I want it to be fairly open, but have a mix of heights for terrain, which will also be nice should there ever be a conflict there. That will make it more tactically interesting. We're gonna keep this open to have as like a reference of color palette and possibly to steal map elements off of. But for now, go ahead and we'll start with just the blank 30 by 30. Yeah. Show the grid. And we're gonna start by laying down a little hypothetical sketch layer to try and work out spatially how I want this to exist. The question, you're a working VA, but I was wondering if you have a part-time job as well. Not in the traditional sense, no. My job is all self-managed time that is split between a number of creative ventures, of which voice acting is one. There's voice acting, there's producing this game, there's working on the script for a visual novel I hope to produce. Well, you know, that's too mealy-mouthed a way to say that. A visual novel that I will someday produce, and am producing, I just don't know what the time frame is gonna be. And so my income is cobbled together off of those various things. Voice acting, now the Patreon for Beginning of the End, and the work on the visual novel is heretofore, you know, uncompensated, but I'm hopeful that someday, when I am at a point where I have something enough to show off, to do a Kickstarter for that will not only fund the rest of production, but retroactively pay me back for the many, many, you know, hundreds of hours of uncompensated labor on it. That's the hope. But mostly I do okay just because I have savings from my previous career as a software engineer, which is a very well-compensated job that I worked for many years while living far below my means and just socking away a lot of money. Yeah, that's pretty much, that's how I have food to eat. They said that you shouldn't actually tell your home address to strangers on the internet because that's dangerous. Only do that if you have a really cool house, because how else are people know that you live in a really cool house? That's a good point. Aram, I'm curious, what's your profile pic? My profile picture is a drawing. It's part of a drawing of me that was made by a friend many, many years ago as drawing a scenario in which we were playing board games together. And I kept, I think it was like Settlers of Catan or something like that. And I kept, every time people would like actively work to counter my interests in the game, I'd be like, oh, you're cutting me off at the knees. And I said it so many times that you drew a little thing that was basically me if I had like 18 sets of knees. So my legs were like a big long accordion thing. And the top is me crying, flailing my arms, and then there's a whole long accordion stack of knees and them at the bottom with like shears cutting me off at the knees. Okay, so let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. I think I want to imply that this is not like all the way on the other side of the city from here. So I think in general, I want the wall to be running relatively north to south on the eastern side, implying that, you know, you've circled around a bit. The plateau's not perfectly circular, of course, but I think that will make the most sense. And it's not going to be one singular segment in all likelihood. It'll be like this, where it's, you know, is tracking not perfectly circular cliffside in segments like this. But roughly, that'll be over here somewhere. And we'll want to leave a little bit of space to the side of it so that I can have cliff and then a little bit of extra space to show off the breath as we're doing here, because I think it's really cool. In the actual game, there's an animated component to it, which I can show you. We got this layer that's parallax scrolling that I'm quite proud of the visual effect on. So if we have this like this, I think in general the flow direction of the map is this is going to be a ruined courtyard, so there will be walls, but they're not going to fully enclose it. We can have kind of like main entrances and exits at the cardinal directions, and then, you know, vaguely somewhat full walls here and here that aren't really fully containing. It's not meant to confine the characters in this space per se, just to kind of organize the space. Let's see. And I generally also, sometimes I like to also kind of deliberately defy cardinal direction grid like I did on this map by putting the whole thing at this sort of 15 to 20 degree angle. It helps make it look a little more naturalistic, especially for this part of the city that's supposed to be more beaten down. So maybe what we'll do, you know, we'll take this and then maybe we'll end up kind of going like, you know, doing something like this. But we'll keep it like this for now until I know for sure what I'm doing. Let's see. And I know I want enough space for structures in here. It's mostly going to be like tents and stuff like you see here, but there's going to be some still standing buildings, I think. How long is beginning of the end planned to be? I'm not really sure. When I initially was working out the logistics with the players, I didn't want to ask them up front for a commitment for a really long campaign, you know, like an Eben Ward scale 180 session behemoth kind of thing. But I wanted to have enough time to let things breathe and develop. So what I originally told the players was, give me 30 sessions off the bat. If you can give me that scale of commitment, then as we're getting, you know, when we're around like session 20, I can check in with everyone and be like, do you guys want to find a way to wrap it up around that point, or are you okay with going longer? And so far the feedback has been that they're okay with going longer. So now we're certainly going to go past 30. But that doesn't necessarily mean by what amount. At the rate that we're going, I feel like we have a lot of runway still that we can take advantage of to let things develop at a slow burn. But we'll see. I kind of just want to let it go for as long as it takes the players to end civilization. And the ball's a bit in their court for that. Kind of depends how aggressively they choose to pursue goals and tackle obstacles, and how much time they choose to spend just kind of, you know, stewing and luxuriating in all the everything. Okay. So we're up against, this is part of a larger estate. So what was here, I think, is a number of smaller buildings that were like, were housing for, the servants of the estate. And maybe something else, maybe some statuary, maybe a basin, like that was like a fountain that would let me get another vertical layer in here. So if we did, like, in general, if we had, like, building and building, maybe we go for two that are kind of adjoined with, like, steps leading from the roof of one to the next. That could be fun. And then, tell you what, instead of putting this entrance here, if we do like, okay, so if we do like, you know, there's kind of like an archway or something like this, put that there, and slide this over to just be flush with the wall. So we got like that, and then do like, you know, this, and it's just up against the exterior wall here. Ooh, I should also have, I should have a set of stairs leading up to, yeah, that'll be fun. So somewhere here we'll have stairs that take you up onto this. And I want to have a building that's up against the wall, like all the way backed up to it, because I have a particular idea for something that I want to do. Ooh, yeah, that could lead on to, this building's roof could actually just, like, connect to the wall, maybe, or maybe these are two separate things. Figure that out. And then, yeah, so we have this, and then the you know, the top kind of general arch or whatever is like that. Yeah, okay, that's nice, and, like, it doesn't look unnaturally symmetric. Do something like that. Hello, Pictrable. Nice to see you here. And then I want some space for, like, just tents and shit. So maybe they've kind of informally piled up in the center, kind of leaving paths to either side. And maybe we put some down here as well. Now that doesn't leave me any space for my fountain kind of dealio. But I don't want to make this too crowded. It doesn't make sense to have, yeah, a fountain would not, unless one of these was like sitting in the fountain, would be funny. Like down in it. Down, down, down by the river. It has to rationalize with where the intended flow direction of traffic was through this space before it was kind of ruined. Maybe it could be a central thing. Do like a, there was like if there was like a pool here and they had built like a sort of canvas roof over part of it and there was like tents and shit down there. That's an option. Let's see. What size is this? This is 40 by, yeah. I don't want to make this any bigger. This doesn't actually super need to be a huge space. Making it too big is gonna mean if this map does get used for combat, people are gonna be way too fucking far away from each other. You know what actually, okay, hang on. Let's, oops. Get rid of this for a second. What if there was a fountain, like, basin that was adjoined to this building? Oh, hey, Skift. Never seen you around these parts before. Thanks for the follow. Well, I just realized because I don't have, there's an element that I forgot to capture from. Oh, there's the bingle for the follow. Yeah, I forgot. I need this overlay thing if I want to have those actually show up on stream. So let's go ahead and just plop that in. Sure, we'll try it like this, I guess. Yeah, just do that. Okay. Boop. All right, so now that should actually show up if people do that stuff. Do weird stuff like following my stream. Ugh. Okay. So if there was like a fountain that was adjoined to this building, maybe. What might that look like? The entrance to this building was here, and there was like an entrance to this here. There is just not really quite enough space for me to do what I want to do, and it looks weird with the arch being here. Well, I guess I could... I've very crudely drawn these to be... They're not even the same size. This is like 4. This is like 5.5. This is like... Well, yeah, this one's massive. I guess if I shrunk this down... Did it more like this... It could line up with the edge of a fountain or something like this. And, you know, have like a path that goes like doo-doo-doo. And then do with the other, you know, the intended paths through this space being like this. I think, even though this looks like it might end up a little crowded, I think when I actually start putting stuff down, I will realize this is bigger than I even want. So we'll assume there's gonna be tents and shit here. Maybe stuff will just be scattered throughout here, or built up along like the edges of buildings and things. We'll see. What music is this? This is A Search for Forgiveness, Broken Lord's theme from Endless Legend. This is my outdoors melancholy playlist that I would typically use for an area like this. Yeah, let's start putting some stuff down so I can see how things are sizing out, because I'll probably end up wanting to redistribute space anyway. I usually, my eyes are bigger than my stomach when it comes to building sizes, so I'll probably slap stuff down and be like, wow, I need some giant buildings, and they really don't need to be that giant. So stuff will probably get squished together a little closer anyway. Yeah. Okay, so to start with, where do I want to start with this? Yeah, probably slapping down some general things that might be templates for buildings and seeing where that puts us for size. Give me... What do I have? So I have some pre-made buildings. I'm probably not using them exactly like this, but... like, I'm probably going to be retexturing them, but these might be okay references for size. 1, 2, 3. There should be more of these, shouldn't there? Hang on. The map assets. Aram, which period and place in history are you interested in the most? I'm not a whole lot of a history guy, generally. In spite of maybe the vibes that I give off. I guess... I don't know, I guess my interest kind of wanders, and it just depends on, like, I can enjoy reading about any period or place in history if it is presented well, if it's presented in a way that provides fertile ground for imagining the kinds of stories that could come out of such a time and place. And that's really, really down to the individual author to have gathered and presented the information in a good way. You can make pretty much any history boring or entertaining, depending on how you choose to present it. As I'm sure anyone who's had a variety of different history teachers throughout school can attest. Okay, yeah, these are my base outlines. Fat Pac-Man building. Yeah, let's do a little building overlays group just so I can dump all of these out and see. That's a roof. Okay. So, like, path of least resistance, if I were not making any buildings from scratch, if I were just grabbing these and, like, resizing them, what are we looking at? These are some of our sizes, and I can scale down from these, but scaling up is trickier. Big Paleolithic vibes from this guy, thank you. I was just surprised you knew one of the late ancient church councils, the Council of Chalcedon, on a stream a bit ago. I have random pockets of intensive history knowledge that heavily come from games, mainly Crusader Kings and Europa Universalis. The beginning of this song always makes me think of that one song from the Lord of the Rings movies. Not the ba 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 ba. It's another one of the ones that like is really well known from that soundtrack. Da, da, da. It's like the theme of the Shire or something. I feel like it has a similar opening. You know, like the, oh, it's so good to see you, Gandalf, like part of the movie. It's got a similar violin kind of thing. So this one always kind of tricks me when it shows up. Okay. Let's see. Let's go ahead and put that behind these. Doesn't make much of a difference, but yeah. If generally my outline is like this. Aram is like, did you mean inconsequential senator from 1934, then say he isn't a history guy? I don't know. There's certain little things that stick with me. Like I said, anything that fits into a story in my brain, I remember very well. The reason I can pull out names about American history is usually from... occasionally it's stuff I remember from school, but mostly it's from stuff I've learned or watched as an adult. I really like Ken Burns documentaries. He has his best known one is his documentary on the American Civil War, which a lot of people, myself included, watched as part of school. But he has a bunch of other ones, and more recently I watched his documentary on the Roosevelts, that starts with Teddy Roosevelt and runs through Franklin Roosevelt and Eleanor. And so a lot of the names I can pull out from like late 19th century, early 20th century American history are from sources like that. Let's see. So if I were gonna stick these guys together, we had like a guy here. Oh, the shadow's in the wrong direction for him though. Damn. Everything's ruined. I want a guy who will treat me right, you know? Have his shadow on the correct side for where I want him to be. Actually, I guess I could also, if I do this and then flip horizontal or flip vertically, No, that still doesn't really help. Well, I guess it does a little. I'd like to get an orientation that looks nice in an upper left corner, and then for potentially, like, plugging into another building. I guess this could work okay, actually, if you use this space at the top for stairs, maybe. Yeah. So we did like that into a second building. Yeah, that could be good. Something like this for these guys. And then you got a guy over here who is just gonna be backed up directly into the wall, so it doesn't really matter what's on the side of him. He could even just be another featureless square. Be like another one of these kind of things. I don't think the Fat Pac-Man is necessarily gonna work here. I get how that is. My ex always repositioned me to provide her shade when we were out. Yeah. Red flags in a relationship, man. If she rotates you to make sure your shadow is always pointing southeast, regardless of your actual wishes, it's a red flag, bro. Yeah, I don't think we need actually very many still standing buildings. There's gonna be more ruin than anything else occurring here. So let's just start with that for now. And I guess for the sake of making things a little more visually interesting, we can use this guy who's got, you know, an extra little divot at the end here. So hypothetically, we'll have guys looking something like that. And I do have some other options as well for shapes. But they're not gonna, I'm probably not gonna copy paste anything off of this map directly, because they're not gonna be the same materials. Okay, let's see what I've got in the way of, like, tents and things. We know we've got, what is this? Tent overhead, so that's not from our, maybe that is from a Roll20 pack, actually. Okay, so tent, we'll find some things. I guess let's just start with that. Map assets, tent. What do we have? Interesting. What are these from? Ensign umbrellas. This must be one of Jay's folders. Okay. How large is this? Pretty small, unfortunately. But workable. Yeah, could be usable. I mean, yeah, man, I guess let's try out all of these and see how they are for size. Yeah, okay. What about these ones with the long boys? Yeah, these are a little smaller, but I won't dismiss them out of hand. Let's just grab all of these for now. There's also whatever this is. Okay. Okay, yeah, maybe. That's not really a kind of fur that I think looks right for the aesthetic. The little floret things on the side of this would look great if this were a county fair, but they're not really what... They don't really look like something you'd have if this was your tent because you're homeless, so they're also kind of small, so let's skip those for now. These stripe ones? How large are these? I wave my hand indecisively. Let's see. I'm gonna turn this up just a little. I want to enjoy my groovy tunes. Alright. Let's grab the rest of these. Just dump them all in. Yeah, don't ask me again. I don't care about that shit. Big old pile of tents. How large are these? Kind of small. They also look a little weird. These? Too small. And we got some umbrellas. Yeah. Okay. Let's just start with that. From that folder. Whoa. Hey, whoa. I meant to go back in the... Yeah, okay. So this is a Roll20 pack. I know this has... some things. Yeah, okay. I'm familiar with these. I've used these. Yeah, that's nice and big. Okay. Let's get one that has color also. I can color shift that to pretty much whatever I want. This is a different shape, right? Yeah, it's a little more squat, although it might just be a stretch of the original image. Yeah, there's one that's, octagonal. And what about you? Ooh, you are too fancy, sir. Yeah, I don't really like that pattern. Are you the same? Yeah, pretty much. Okay. We got some tents there. Oh, yeah, and then we've also got these guys. Oh, that's not the one I want. Whoa. Translucency, get out of there. Okay, yeah, I want one that's looking this way. Get one that's got a little bit of color, and then there's one that's like the opposite way, right? Yeah, okay. Alright, that's some decent options. Desert tent. Those are tiny. We got tents in a slightly different art style. They might be usable depending on their size. Nope, that's too small. Ooh, thunder in the background. It was like cloudy and raining all last week, and then we had a nice weekend, and now it is right back where it was, it would seem. Alright, that looks like about all we have for tent options. But that's a decent number. We got our two different facings of this. Our octagonal one, we got our patchwork guy, and we got some small boys that might just barely be usable. Okay. And these things are gonna be crammed together. Somewhere down here, you'd have, like... Oh, I also need to, shadow direction. These should be... like this. All of them. Flip. 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 Those ones already have the shadow going to the southeast, and these ones don't really have a shadow, which is a little unfortunate, but I can maybe do something with that. Yeah, okay. So you'd have like your guy and like your guy. One of these guys, get the squat one in there. He's out of the way. How large can I make you before you look shitty? If I do like this? Actually, that looks a little... It looks okay, I guess. Oop, I want to rescale it a second time, though. Yeah, this has its opening to the south, and the shadow's already there, so I don't really want to move it, so probably he'd be better, you know, up here somewhere. And how about you, sir? Yeah, that's workable, I guess. You could maybe just kind of put it right next to one of these guys. There's the other one that has an opening. Yeah, just because of the nature of the texture on these, they don't look so bad when they get de-resed a little by being scaled up, so yeah, this actually works okay. Do something like that. Yeah. Yeah, if you had like these and have this guy and again one of these guys up here maybe. This doesn't have a shadow, so this can turn in whatever direction I want. Yeah, okay, I think we got enough options. Especially when you factor in the ability to recolor things. I think this'll look okay. Banish those for a second. Let's see. I could either lay down the walls now and take those as, like, this is locked in and everything else just has to respect this. Or I could kind of lay out the interior stuff and then get that in a position I want and then say, alright, now we're locking in exactly where the walls are. I guess I can leave myself a little wiggle room either way, actually. Because the walls, it's not like a fully connected thing. Give me a new layer group. Poking my head in to say hi. Hello. 6. Nice to see ya. Yeah, walls. Okay. Speaking of the walls, what are they? So we know the exterior wall is going to be more of this kind of bingus. But these lower walls, this is all just like interior within an estate, so these are not going to be tall walls to like keep people out. These are more just for dividing up space. And they should also look a bit shit. Do I have... Ah, I did. What do we have? Oh, yeah, this type of wall. That looks too nice for ruined walls. Think we're gonna want... Yeah, we're gonna want our buddy from the Stone Walls package. Not maps. Yeah. Map assets, that's a roll 20 pack. Yeah, Stone Walls. This is the bitch. Okay, so that's got all the walls that look mostly actually maintained. And then the ruin packs have what I'll probably want. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna want a lot of this kind of stuff. Maybe even... This is a texture I could potentially use for areas of the floor. This pack's kind of nice because it's got these large swaths, and then it's got ones like this where they kind of break up a little. So you can set them on top of, like, dirt and, you know, show off that what was previously fully tiled, now there's, like, tiles missing. Also got holes. Those can be pretty nice. You want to do verticality. Yeah, I should decide also, is this gonna be, is the interior of this courtyard gonna be mostly tile still, or mostly dirt? I have the option of getting this type of tile from Stone Roads if I want it. That might be a good option. The easiest things would either be to get that or to use this type of stuff. What's in Ruin Builder 2? Do you have any other options for me here? Whole lot of bricks. Support columns, archways. Tower walls. Yeah, I don't really need the thick walls for this, I don't think. Some nice stuff for different layers. Who up Wallin? Some nice stuff for different layers if I want to. Yeah, that kind of stuff does look pretty cool. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go ahead and start heating up the oven. I got a leftover half of a sandwich I'm gonna have. Let's... Yeah, I'll be right back. I'm back, and I would like to hear a riddle. Yes, good to live. Now let's see. Yeah, the way that all these different ruin things kind of blend with the irregular tiles makes me think maybe that's what I want to go for. Maybe we do... Ruin Builder has these, like, raised platform bits. So you can set this stuff on top of something else. And this is the largest unbroken section of this. A little small, but I mean, yeah, I could just tile these out if I wanted to cover a large area with this. Good morning. It is not morning, but I am Goop. Oh, Goop morning. My bad. Goop morning to you as well, B. I'm small and hollow. I look like I belong in a farm, but I hold people's hopes and dreams within me. What am I? I look like I belong in a farm. In a farm. I'm gonna take that to mean the same thing as, like, on a farm. Box of hopes and dreams. A box labeled hopes and dreams. But it's like a rustic box that, you know, would look at place among the barn animals. Close. Whoop! Thunder. An egg. I mean, it holds people's hopes and dreams for getting to eat an egg at today's egg prices. So in a sense, I could buy that one. Here are the wall sections. Before we obsess too much over the floor, let's see how these look if I go ahead and slap down some of this kind of stuff. Okay, I mean it's pretty much the same size as It's similar in size to these, so this looks like it works okay. What zoom are we at? 100. It looks a little crunchy at 150. But I suspect that's also true of these. Yeah, these maybe look a little... They're a little less so. These are a little smaller as assets, it appears. And, you know, something like this. I also need to see the... Yeah, okay, so we got doorways here. But I think all the archways are in this. Yeah. So that's much narrower than what we're really looking for here. So probably it's not going to be possible to have an archway. Which is fine because we can just show that there was one at one point. The answer is piggy bank. Ah. Okay. Okay. That's a good one. I look like I belong in the movie Toy Story, but I hold people's hopes and dreams. Oh. No, okay, I thought we maybe had exhausted the playlist, but it's still going. This one just starts really, really quiet. Like, really quiet, jeez. Yeah, we got a couple options for fallen ones. And for non-fallen ones, I don't really like... I know that the black square is so that it's gonna work on a map where blackness is impassable, like wall, but I actually don't care for that in this case. I think there are supports somewhere that don't have that. Is it stone walls? Nope. I know I've used those somewhere. I had a bunch of, like, support columns on here, right? Do you exist? Do you exist? Oh, you've got... Oh, alright. Maybe they do all have the... Okay, this is... What is this? Support with arch. Oh, I see. I, snipped that off so that only the arch would be above tokens. Well, that was clever of me. If I say so myself. I don't suppose... How, like, possible is it to scale this to do what I want? Ugh. That doesn't look great. What if I did the same haha funny trick? And I, like, just went... I'm like... I did this separately. The shadow's gonna fuck me, though. I don't think I can make that look good with the shadow. I haven't watched any beginning of the end, but I'm definitely very interested. I might pick it up when I, like, have the time. Well, I hope you do. I don't know whether or not it will be your cup of tea, but I would love for more people to try it out and see. I guess there's also these bridges that could plausibly become archways. Like if I did this and then rotato. Oh, yeah, hang on. Hang on, that might be the ticket. They've got this texture, which is a little different, but... yeah. I guess I could also... just do, like... I would want to do it with a little more care, but yeah, I could do something like this. Maybe. You can't quite tell that this is meant to be an arch when it's by itself, because the widths of the things are not consistent, and so you can't quite get the effect of them, like, you know, the, like, perspective of them being slanted differently respective to an overhead view, but yeah, you could maybe do something like this. If you wanted an archway that was still standing. Okay. That's an option. We'll leave this in its natural habitat for now. I'm gonna check if the oven is ready, preheated. Was indeed. Sandwich is now in the oven. I am a yellow sun in a green sea. My hair grayed. I carry your wishes with the wind. Oh, yeah. Yeah, dandelion. I don't know whether I would have gotten that or not, but that's okay. I don't really have time to spend the mental cycles doing many riddles. If I want to actually make progress, I'm probably already going slower than I would be if I weren't narrating everything I was doing anyway. Not that I don't appreciate. Yeah, we've got plenty of fallen walls. Yeah, this'll work okay, I think. I think for continuity's sake, I'll do something similar to this for the tiling above the dirt. Oh, you know what I can do also? Stone walls. Yeah, grab me a couple vertical walls real quick. So I think what I may want to do, because these are larger and they do look better on zoom in. If I... yeah, maybe what we want, because I like the ruin ones are nice because they can look broke rather than woke. Maybe I can use these together. To make this look a little more robust. These look fine at 100. They look a bit sketchy at 150. And 150 is about the most I bother supporting. Because you can't really zoom in further than this in the game anyway. With one tile here being the size of a character pog. This is about as zoomed in as we tend to get. So if I did something like this, you'd get a little more, you know, thickness to the wall. So it doesn't look so thin and pathetic compared to the size of a character, because I can't blow it up any larger than this. Yeah, I might do that. But for now, we'll just use these to define the outline. So, let's see. Bring me my ruin walls, boy. Let's separate these out from just the regular walls. Ah, yeah, this guy. Okay. Ruin walls, ruin walls. Here we go. It's the ruin walls. Do they not have straightaways? Oh, okay. Like, is it all corners? Yeah, you just kind of, just plug those end to end. Get me a couple different ones. I'm not sure if these will all be... No, okay, these work together fine. The corner's at a slightly janky angle. Like it's leaned over so you can see it. Which the straightaway pieces aren't, but I think that's fine. That's, not a level of detail that has to be exactly perfect. Yeah, so if we did something like this... Man, I've made a handful of maps for TTRPGs, and I gotta say, once I start actually making more of them, I'm realizing, looking at this, that an actual program for it is worth the investment. I've been doing it in an art program and Googling thing D&D map asset every time I need something now. Yeah. Well, the program is very helpful, and I don't think I would go back to editing in a, you know, like Roll20 or similar thing now. But yeah, the other part of it, of course, is having having a robust library of assets to work with. Okay. This is just going to intersect with the big wall, so we can just vaguely leave that, you know, something like there-ish. And then... I still get thrown off by the fact that you do the floor last. It matters less for the purposes of, working in a program like this, because it's mainly a holdover from my habits doing, like, Roll20 and stuff. And actually, when I'm doing, depending on the type of map, sometimes I do the floor first. I just usually... I want to start by loosely defining the major features of the space, because that's going to inform my decisions more than having the floor down will. One day, Aram will forget the floor and the PCs will be thrown to the void. Sad. You might not want to hear this, but having sentence end with period followed by single word, all caps, exclamation, sad is a very Donald Trump way of formulating a thought. That's like exactly how he tweets. Oh, okay, they do have supports that, okay, because they're incomplete, apparently, is what constitutes this. Ooh, it's really big, too. Oh! Yeah. What program is it? This is GIMP. It's okay. I started adopting SAD to mock him. I do it ironically. I see. This is GIMP. It's free open source Photoshop-like. Yeah, so we'll do something like that. And you got your, like, your this. Bring this up just a little. This will be something like this. Oof, yeah, I know GIMP. I know, because it's fine as a free image editor and sucks as an art program. That does not surprise me. Luckily, I do not do art from scratch, and so that is not a problem. Oh, I didn't even realize I saw the asset library and assumed it was a dedicated program. Nah. I just have all of my map assets on a OneDrive, and I drag them in here to use them as I would choose. Map Tool does let you kind of integrate them into the program for finding them, which is arguably a slight advantage, but this doesn't really slow me down. Having a file explorer open is not really a problem, and you can drag and drop straight into the program. So it is pretty much fine either way. What am I doing now? Yeah, if we have that somewhere like that, let's have that one be collapsed. Give me the other little boy in here. Support. Yeah, here we go. Sure. This one. This will be, you know, somewhere like this. With this being a little further over. And a whole bunch of ones going down. Going down in an earlier round. And Sugar, they're going down swinging. Oh, these should be in the walls group. I've committed a little whoopsie-fucksy there. Yeah, okay. Let's go ahead. Do. Something like this. And keeping them in the layer group will hopefully mean if I need to move the whole thing later on, it won't be such a pain in the ass, because it'll be easier for me to grab all of these. Oh wow, that was almost exactly the right length. It's just yeah, it's about 4.5. Yeah, this works. Like, 4, yeah, that looks about right. I wonder if I'm gonna be able to hear when the oven beeps with these earbuds in. That's a good question. That's a good question. But where is Dr. Wiley? That's a good question. Let's see. Maybe like somewhere here. Yeah. That looks about right, whatever. And then give me a bunch of horizontals. Oh yeah, these have like different... This is one that's like... Ah, interesting. They're kind of skewed at different angles. I guess the idea being, you know, sections of wall might be like leaning over. just give me some more of these. And one of those. Ooh, this one's drunk. Sure, that's neat. And then around there, theoretically, is where we would have... Well, I guess that runs to there, so like 4.5. Yeah, I do want these offset, because I think it's nice if they're offset. So let's go a little further. Yeah, just give me one more straight. I'll try like this. This one I think I want to be below. Yeah, so that that can overlap it in a way that looks more natural. Yeah, okay. Something akin to that. I'm gonna check the oven real quick. Just in case my sandwich is burning alive. Yep, it had, in fact, gone over time. It doesn't look like it burned, though. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's fine. Really hard to get these things to heat evenly. And you got a big old wad of meat in the center of it that needs to reach temperature, but you don't want to, like, burn the bread. This is now lunch stream. Enjoy the sounds of me eating lunch. What are you all having for lunch, or have already had for lunch? Let's do a Q&A. Myself, I've got a leftover Italian sausage, peppers, and onions sub from a local New York pizzeria. Gnocchi. Spaghetti bolognese. Nice one, Savvy. Lasagna. Damn. We're all in Italy today. Ice cream. You know what? You live your life. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. If it was gelato, we'd have kept on theme. Indeed. Leftover Mappo tofu, but also on top of spaghetti. Nice. Leftover butter chicken. Butter chicken's a good one. Butter chicken contains the two most essential food groups of butter and chicken. Oh, damn, that's a good sandwich. In some ways, it's got a similar taste and mouthfeel to like a meatball sub. It's got cheese and marinara. But instead of just meatballs and a lot of sauce, it's a little bit of sauce with Italian sausage and then bell peppers and onions, all with a bunch of cheese melted on top of it, and then Italian seasoning. And their bread is very good. That's why I don't microwave these. It would be kind of sacrilegious to ruin the texture of their baguette-like sandwich loaf by blasting it in the microwave. It's worth using the oven. It would probably also air fry pretty well. Or just, a toaster oven would be most convenient. Unfortunately, I don't have one. Maybe I'll help myself to a little treat as well. Get this plate out of here. I'll be right back. now we finish off with that most appropriate of lunch item. A nice glazed donut. This is living, I tell you what. A glazed donut and a Coke Zero to drink, because I wouldn't want to gain weight. Oh. A croissant. 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 I really did you all a favor by not having the camera on for any of this. All right. Ah. Delicious. And not particularly nutritious. Now then, back to business. We got roughly what we think is going to be the outline of the walls here. I guess let's go ahead and try and get the main... Oh, God, it scared the shit out of myself. I thought I had closed the thing that I was working on. Let's save it now, because I haven't yet. This is gonna be... Nation Courtyard? Sure. I don't know what the dimensions are going to be yet, so we won't bother putting those in the file name. Okay. I think in here I've got those walls as a guy. Yeah, okay. These are going to be little walls. Big boy walls is going to be what's this. Okay. We got this. Slurp. Now, I think... About how long were the segments on this other guy? Let's open this back up after I accidentally closed it. It looks like... How many nubbins is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13-ish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and yeah. Is it ethical to clone yourself and have the clone do the stuff you don't want to do? I think it's impractical, because the clone... If I don't want to do it, why would the clone want to do it? I don't think it solves the underlying problem. Either way, it doesn't get done if I can't convince myself to overcome my antipathy. It's a good word. Well, give me like a couple of these. Make a nice long thing. And then let's merge these. Let's see. That would probably fall under subcontracting, which is forbidden under most work contracts. Also, if you had to house the clone, you might also be into subletting territory. And subletting is very close to, is very close in sound as a word to bloodletting. So you gotta be careful there. We need a good amount of space to the right to show off the fog. The fog! Tell you what. Let's... layer group. Let's make some cliff face first. How much of this can I just steal? Ooh, a lot of that is one asset. What do you look like by yourself? Oh. That is much less than I thought. Wait, hang on. What? Oh, I think I just copied the wrong thing. Huh? Yeah, there we go. Subletting might also make you close to a landlord. And we don't know if forcing your clone to do stuff is unethical, but we know for sure that being a landlord is unethical. Ah! Captain Spa... I don't know if that's considered a word that it's good to say, so... You there! Thank you for following me. No judgment. I just want to make sure I'm careful. Okay, so this is our... Yeah, and I did like, shadowing here. Yeah, I can probably just use a lot of this as is, just not at this same angle. Maybe if I take just... We start with, like... Maybe this is not gonna reuse as easily as I'd hoped, actually, because what I kind of... Nah, alright. Keep this here. Komaeda Raiden Sentry. I don't think I've... This doesn't say it's your first message, so you must have been in chat before, but I feel like I would remember your name if I had noticed it before, and I haven't, so... Welcome. Let's see. Okay, as much as I would love to save time by reusing that, I don't think it angles quite the way I want. So let's just see if we can nice and quickly go ahead and, get ourselves some painted rock mapper going. Make a little cliff edge here. Yeah. We kind of just want... What do we want? For the cliff edge? Let's think about it from the sketch perspective first. I'm kind of thinking... I don't want it to just be, like, almost exactly straight north-south. I think we're gonna want... Ah, you ate the lasagna from the pizza. That makes... Oh, yeah. Lasagna, Pizza Hut. Checks out. Fair enough. Continue on. I think I want the cliff face to kind of either curve like this, or like this here. Get a little pep in its step. I may also want to go ahead and figure out if I'm doing a wonky angle here also. Like if I'm gonna take the whole thing, the whole image, and rotate it a bit. Which, incidentally, if I want to make that not a complete nightmare later on, I need to have, like, everything in a layer group. Which I should have just made right off the bat, but I forgot. So we'll do it now, while it is still not too much work, to just drag every single thing underneath this layer group one at a time. this is... Okay. So if I took, like, the whole universe and did like this, say... Well, it's gonna take a bit. Midnight Slug followed. Thank you very much. Hope you're enjoying yourself. So if I did something like this... Then... Yeah, that's kind of neat. Let's, here. We're gonna make a thing that's just a copy of all of this. Just to have as, like, a dummy, and let's pick an angle that I can remember. Sure. Let's say -5 degrees. And then I'm gonna lay down some righteous cliff face, some righteous beats. And then... Yeah, that should give me... Yeah, okay. Aram, is it foolhardy? Oh, sorry, I skipped Scavy's comment. This is unrelated. I've been checking for custom hair braids for FF14, and I am legit flabbergasted that a simple warrior braid hasn't been made. I wouldn't know. I don't use mods in that game, so I am limited by what hairstyles exist in the base game and that I have unlocked. Which is okay, because frankly, I am not really about long hairstyles in games with relatively little hair physics technology, because they tend to just clip through everything and not look great. So I have, oh yeah, of course you don't mod. Modding being technically not something you're supposed to do. I don't, and no one that I know mods. And would, you know. But that being said, yeah, no, I pretty much stick to short hairstyles anyway, for that reason. Aram, is it foolhardy to eat from a cursed college cafeteria? The old Triple C. Not to be confused with wrestler Triple X. How cursed are we talking, and in what manner is it cursed? Cliff face. Yeah, so I think we're gonna do the cliff face will be like, let's just do this in blue so that it's distinct from, we do the cliff face like this, maybe? Where would that put the wall? You'd probably have like segment, 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 segment. It would be like a sideways M kind of. Or maybe it's this. Wall, 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 wall. That could work okay. Yeah, let's try that. Something like that. Savvy doesn't mod. That sword next to their Twitch username says otherwise. Ace Attorney cornered music starts playing. I've gotten bugs and strange machine parts from the coffee dispenser. Bugs like insects, or just that you've gotten unexpected behaviors? And I'm sorry, by strange machine parts, do you mean that it has, like, dispensed nuts and bolts into your coffee? I've also gotten bacon in my fries, which is something I'm not able to eat or anything it touches. Oh, okay. I was about to say, that sounds like a bonus, but no, I suppose if you are not able to eat it or anything it touches, then that is unfortunate. Is it foolhardy to eat insects? I mean, to be honest, that doesn't sound cursed. That just sounds unsanitary. And if you have actual dietary restrictions and don't enjoy potentially eating insects, I would probably look for other places to eat, yes. Mind you, insects are actually reasonable sources of protein, so maybe it's just closed-minded of me to take that attitude. Like a dispenser machine that had a single broken-off black piece of plastic. Christ. Terribly funny. Alright, let's get these cliff faces going. Give me this. I can always add more space at the side if I need it. Yeah, let's try that. Get me a diagonal piece. Yeah, just give me this. Do like that. And then whoa, my voice was really thin there for some reason. Squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. There we go. Yeah. This. Okay, cool. Well, no. Okay, hang on. Yeah, alright, that works. And then we kinda, yeah, I kinda want even more, a little bit of a interior curve there. Akinator when it asks me whether there is a slight curve to his/her cock. How about that? Yeah, okay, just a little further. So let's lay this down. Get rid of most of this first part of it. I just want it to take over around about here. And then this guy, get rid of, yeah, no, that can stay actually. Okay, get rid of this. Okay. And then we're not gonna let this go all the way over. We're gonna start curving it back the other way. To which end, why don't you give me this? This is a nice slight interior curve. Yeah, we'll do like that. So this one, go ahead and where does he start? Okay, that actually is a little tricky. So yeah, just get rid of that, say. Yeah. No one will notice. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, no, we want to keep that. Okay. And then we're gonna hook it back the other way. I mean, so to be honest, it sounds like you really want to steer clear of the coffee dispenser either way. And if you actually have a dietary or religious diet restriction, that means you cannot even touch the fries if they have touched bacon. I'm pretty sure if you get a thing of fries and it has bacon in it, and that means you can't eat it, you should be able to be like, hey, I have X restriction, so I can't eat this. I need you to give me a thing of fries that doesn't have random extra bacon in it. And if it's certainly if it's on dietary grounds, and probably realistically also if it's on like religious grounds or whatever, like, they can't just tell you to fuck off. Like, sorry, you can't eat your fries, that's not my problem, is probably not the response you're gonna get most of the time. Because fucking around where, in the US, fucking around where religious exemptions are concerned is not a smart thing to do. That stuff is taken pretty seriously for the most part. Let's see. I just want a vertical straightaway now. Let's see. But it has to be facing the right way. Are you facing the right way? I can't quite tell. Yes, you look fine. By the way, Aram, have you watched Peak? Horse race tests. No, I don't know what you're talking about. Horse raced. I'm not familiar. Go like this. Eraser tool. Okay, so from this one, we want to get rid of this. Oop, too far. This time you've gone too. And then from this one, we want to just, oop, not even that much. Just a smidgen off of there. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, the not being able to eat bacon is indeed on religious grounds. Yeah, then, yeah, no, any reasonable university, college is going to be acutely sensitive to not wanting to get sued by the many people who would be happy to sue them if they were not being attentive to religious restrictions for diet. So, yeah, no, I would imagine you would not have a problem simply sending your fries back and getting a replacement. That being said, if you're also finding bugs in the coffee, like, how sanitary can the fries be? So, maybe look for somewhere else altogether. Unfortunately, however, while it would be very cool if all of this were the result of a curse, it sounds more as though this is the result of inattentive meal prep and unsanitary food practices, which is a much more boring problem to have. Okay, let's get rid of that. There we go. Gonna curve this back just a little bit. I mean, they're not really attentive to religious stuff. The prayer room can only hold 5 people in a school of, like, 9K people. It was also mysteriously closed for 2 weeks with caution tape all over the door. That's interesting. You look at that and you're like, huh, what's the story there, guys? What's going on? What's the story, Wishbone? That's probably, well, no, okay, this could be an interesting little curve. Let's get rid of this, and then, yeah, that works. Give that curve a little bulge. And then, diagonal? Yeah, probably, or even, do another little interior curve here. Let it start hooking up this way instead. Give this a little rotato. I think giving the curve a little bulge is against TOS. Ah, they'd have to catch me. You guys aren't narcs, right? Yeah, that looks good. Yeah. And then we'll just do one last little diagonal piece, like, I don't know, this guy. Yeah. Yeah! And then... yeah. Yeah, we'll leave it like that. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. Okay. Got our cliff edge. Gonna be something like this. Okay, so let's do the big boy walls. Grab that out of here real quick. I guess I'll just use these as I was. For continuity's sake. Helping to make clear that this is indeed, you know, the same general space.
Okay, what tanto general space?
Let's see. So we got one there, and one's probably gonna be, I don't know, something like here-ish? Yeah. And then we do like this. And give me another one. This is not in a place that I want it. Okay. It's like here. Roughly center to center. Yeah, something like that. And then this guy. Something like that. Yeah, okay, okay. And we may crop this down a little. But for tentatively, let's leave it like this for now. I think my college might just be cursed in general, since the vending machines don't work, the accessibility stuff is hard to access, and it doesn't properly support students practicing their religion since the prayer room is a 10 by 10 cube that's partitioned in half. it could also just be a normal American college. I couldn't say because I have not really spent any consequential amount of time on any college campuses other than exactly the one university that I went to for my college. So I don't really have a basis of comparison. And that was a state school. It wasn't like, you know, a mega prestigious university that people would come to from all over the country and internationally. But it was like a reasonably well-funded state school. So we didn't have bugs in the vending machines. Or we didn't have bugs in the coffee and broken vending machines. It was also a very large school, so I imagine they would not have had the problem with insufficient... Actually, now that I think about it, we had a chapel on campus. Now that I'm yeah, I guess I didn't think about it because I never set foot in it. But, yeah, no, I guess people probably went there? Never really thought about it. I don't know, I also don't remember if it was, like, explicitly any sort of Christian chapel, or if it was really just, you know, a all-purpose prayer facility or what. If I ever go back there, maybe I'll actually look at it. I would like to go back and visit sometime. It was a good part of my life. It did not involve bug coffee. Not that I drunk coffee, anyway. Actually, I guess, you know what? I take it back. I don't know if there were insects in the coffee machines, because I never had any. So maybe they were there all along, just waiting to be discovered. So, we got our wall. And then... Tom isn't a prayer warrior. Got our walls like this, and then our stees are going to be at some kind of angle. Probably we'll go with the -5 degrees, because that's not too extreme. It won't make the shadows annoying to manage. Hello there to you, Narum. That's a very funny name to have around these parts. Narum A's. Let's see. Cliff face. Yeah, we'll probably build up the cliff face a little bit more, give it like another layer or two, but that's a good outline for now. I guess I'll just... Yeah, it's really the walls and buildings that need to share their angle, because realistically that's how it would have been built. They wouldn't have had janky angles between those. Narum, why? Oh, just... My screen name that I go by when I'm not going by my actual name is Arum. So you're like, it's like you're my Negaverse twin, Narum. Or alternatively, my twin that that dissolves and removes body hair. Let's see. Yeah, I think what I'll do... Here's my ground level boys. Let's, like, Nyram. Oh, okay. That's fair. Yeah, let's move this up a little. Ugh. Takes so long to do that because all the elements have to be kept separate. Alright. Not everything revolves around you, Mr. Laughlin. That is fair. I have been chastened. I have been chosen. Yeah, we can do... let's turn off the sketch for a second. We could do this building... Probably, I want this to just be flush with the wall. That probably makes more sense if it's actually gonna be, yeah. Because the wall would have been there already. They wouldn't have given the building a weirdo interior wall shape, yeah. Yeah. So let's, grab this guy. Unfortunately, I don't know exactly what rotation I gave to this other thing. Flip him horizontally first so the shadow's going the right way, and then... let's just try and eyeball this to be the same angle. That looks about right, based on where the line is falling relative to the stuff on the top of the wall, the crenellations. Yeah. Close enough for government work. What is the map for? Why, the map is for my tabletop role-playing game, Beginning of the End, that I run on twitch.tv/stabbiness on Wednesday evenings. You can also, if you're interested in seeing any of it, all the information and a bunch of other stuff is on my Patreon, which, yeah, I might as well just, Patreon. Bada bing, bada boom. You got the icons, you got the lore stuff, post all the episodes as they come out, opening team. Yeah. So if you want to see any information about the show, there you go. Let's see. Yeah, if we do something like this, park him somewhere along here, and then we'll have the stairs going up the wall to here. Okay, that's nice. Yeah, having these at a unusual angle as demanded by the shape of the cliff face will also help break up the grid rigidity of the rest of this. So I think what we'll do, it's still gonna be way easier to work with assets not at an angle. Like if I need to connect wall pieces together, I can do this really easily right now. Whereas if I've already rotated everything 5 degrees, that's gonna be way fucking harder because it'll all be slightly off and aliased and stuff. So we're gonna try and fill in these walls first before we do the big rotato. Let's see. Yeah, so I need... That's... Little walls is this, right? Yeah, okay. Little walls, I didn't use this. Give me... Layer group. Slightly less lil walls. They're just a little bit thicker. This, and this, and this. Yeah. Huh? One more. Yeah. Okay. No? Alright, that's a slightly imperfect boundary, but it's okay. Yeah, so I just need a bunch of vertical and a bunch of horizontal to beef up these ruin walls, like I mentioned. Someone should rotate you 5 degrees. I would need Dick Gumshoe here to rotate the map in front of me for to be able to see it from every possible angle. Stone walls, here we go. Yeah, so there's 6 horizontal ones. That's 2, 3, and 4 from the verticals. Okay, grab me 1 and 5. We're gonna put these all end to end, merge them, and make real long sections of these so that it doesn't take me forever to lay them all out. Yeah, why are these like slightly janked? I thought these fit together perfectly, and now they are not seeming to. Alright, whatever. No one's gonna fucking see that level of detail. Yeah, okay. So we've got, gonna merge these into one mega vertical one that we're just gonna repeat. I guess like this-ish. Yeah, I could do it inside. I don't like inside because that kind of obscures the shadow from the top ones. So yeah, something like this, probably. And we'll have to do a little something about the very end there, but to start with, yeah, let's do this. And give me another one. Beep. And then another one. And then we'll delete the rest of this. And then give me another one right here that I guess is gonna... like go into this or thereabouts. Something like this. Yeah, that looks fine, I guess. And then let's snip this like this. Yeah, we'll clean up the fine detailing later. Okay. And then the rest is horizontal. So grab me the 5 different horizontal. Oh, there's 6 of them. Whoa. Fancy. Look at Mr. Horizontal. Big shot. Got 6 different base tiles. Wow. Let's see. Do-do-do. And do-do-do. Yeah, those seem to fit together perfectly. I'm not sure why the other ones didn't. Oh. Okay. This. And like this. Zoop. And yeah, and yeah, there we go. We've been listening to Melancholy this whole time. Well, let's change moods a little. Let's go outdoors peaceful. Some slightly more pleasant tunes. Okay, there's our horizontal boy. Yeah, something about like this, I think. Yeah, okay. Make another one. Okay. Come on. There we go. Get rid of the rest of this. And make another one. I'm gonna start right about here-ish. And I don't know how far over it's gonna go, because it's gonna depend where exactly it intersects with this wall, but we'll try it like this for now, I think. Yeah, whatever, just leave it like that. snip off the rest of it later. And then I'm gonna need one down here. Ooh, no, that's not what I want. Yeah, there we go. Okay, how's that? Yeah, that looks okay, I guess. I suppose in theory it should be a little more outside of here. But again, I'm trying to avoid obscuring that outer silhouette of shadow. So even though it's a little bit of a cheat, we're gonna try it like this. Okay, do that. Oh, actually terminates quite nicely there. Give me another one. I'm actually not quite sure where this ends, the lower one. It's obscured by the top wall, which is kind of what you want anyway. Oh, right, and this does this little, like, switch over. So, I guess actually I need to get a little bit, try like that so that the shadow there doesn't look weird. Yeah, give me another guy. Not like that. Yeah, just the basic guy. We're just gonna have to move him a little. But how? How exactly? This, I guess? Yeah, we're just gonna have to try our best. Let's just have it go to, like, here? Try and make that transition not end super awkwardly. Yeah, okay. Something like that. And then kill the portion that's underneath this. Okay. That's an acceptable starting point, I think. For our stoons. Get rid of this. Yeah, for these supports. I guess we'll just... I guess I gotta decide if I'm doing that arch thing, or if I'm just gonna have all of the arches collapsed for the sake of simplicity. What was it that I did for that? It was like a little bridge guy? Yeah, it was this thing. Yeah. Well, if, I guess this would be... Like, this would be the correct angle for it. And he would need to be above everything else. Yeah, he'd be like this. A little hard to know how well that's gonna work until I know exactly where this is in relation to the wall there. Might work okay, I guess. If it just goes over into, like, this tower. Yeah, that could be alright. But I don't think I want to decide that right now. Yeah. Okay. Let's not worry about the arches just yet. Those are our walls, give or take. Before we do any rotating... Other structures. The tents. Let's figure out where exactly these are actually gonna go. I'm gonna have, like... Are these out of the way? It's kind of just like up against the wall. One there. Gotta head out now because I got plans. Good luck with the map. It's really cool seeing the process. Oh, okay. Yeah. See you later. Enjoy whatever it is you're doing. Ooh, I tell you what we can do. We'll have these ropes will just look like they're connected straight to the wall. Just do that, and we can snip off the ground stakes from that southern part. And we'll probably have room for this up here somewhere, like backed right up to this, tucked behind this building. Leave a little space here. We can put like water barrels or other junk here. And then to break up the like silhouettes here a little, maybe what we want to do is rotate this. How does it look for shadows? I think we want to flip this also. Yeah, that looks a little better. And stick this... We'd want to lower this so that it's below the shadow of this building, but... nestle that in here. And just don't put a door on the building there. Tell you what we'll do, actually. I think I'm gonna abandon this, like, fountain basin idea. I just don't think I'm gonna be able to make that work spatially. But we could... throw this over here for a second. We could do part of one of these buildings collapsed. Like, have wall showing where its footprint was, and, you know, like, floor here, but it's, like, collapsed and open. I thought I had an example on this map, but I don't. But it wouldn't look too dissimilar to something like this. I think that looks nice. So we show, because otherwise it's like all the walls are shitty, but all the buildings are standing. Looks kind of weird. So we'll put another chunk of building here. Alternatively, I could do that with one. No, actually, I like the double layering of the height here. So we'll keep these both standing, but yeah. Let's do, like... collapsed building outline. Do they have... Yeah, you could plausibly do, like, these. How wide is this? Yeah, that's too small. Okay. Let's just grab, I need one of... Where is... Okay, I guess this works. This is gonna go somewhere like this-ish. This. Is that gonna leave too little... Is this gonna be too narrow? Tell you what, instead of it going all the way down there, we'll have it stop here where these, like, join. Yeah, like here or something. Ish. The grid is not relevant here. Ah! Get out of here, Firefox. Why are all the corners I want barely represented? There we go. Yeah, do something like that. Yeah. Yeah, that looks good. And there's really no reason to finish the wall segments there. We just leave that. The rest will be collapsed. And we could even put a little tent in there. Someone's living there now, even though there's no walls. Alright, that looks pretty good. Now I need to think also, do I need any other features to make this an interesting space for potential combat? Having these little walls here is useful for that. Oh, I tell you what I could do, actually, is I can... yeah. Give me like a little... like a saucy little guy. One of these. And that way there's an extra little thing that can be like line of sighted behind. Yeah, this looks okay. Realistically, I should probably also put a couple holes in the outer wall, because it's really not meant to be in a state of proper repair to the extent of having no consequential holes in it. What do we have in the way of things that just terminate? Huh? I did like... this. also need to... this is a little trickier, but I think I can do this if I just...
Okay, that's good enough.
And then on this side, all I need to do is slice off this little connecting bit. And soften the shadow a little. Yeah. This is the kind of stuff that... This is why I use an image editor, being able to do stuff like this. That you are just shit out of luck trying to do on Roll20. Outside of using very clever tricks to try and accomplish similar things. To do a couple holes like that. Actually, maybe I can even... put like a whole big hole in it on this side. Aram, why must the allergies hit at the worst possible time? I mean, it's spring, so... Whether it's the worst possible time, I don't know, but it is a likely, ranging to inevitable time. Track just super long. Has it been playing only this the whole time? Am I insane? Oh, it's because I have these on loop still. Okay. Yeah, like this is a fine song, but I wanted to listen to many songs. Are you playing? I'm gonna assume that this just has a really slow and quiet opening. That looks good. This side needs some work. There we go. Tell you what, let's we can actually put these outside the wall. They might end up getting cut off when I truncate the map, but that's okay. Actually, tent on top of roof? Ah, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, I like that. For now, let's get these out of here. I suspect we will not be using them. One day at work, the playlist they put on got looped on a single song for a good 20 to 30 minutes, and no one noticed but me. What's new, pussycat? Trying to think if I want to also put a hole on the southern wall. Yeah, probably. Let's put a little hole somewhere over like here. Go like eh. And go like that. Off in the shadow a little. There we go. Yeah, go like that. Like that. There we go. Just a little guy. Yeah, okay. I think that's fine. Is it time to do the rotato? Probably. -5 is an easy enough angle to remember that if I have to slap down other things that need to be aligned to this, yeah, that won't be a big problem. So let's go ahead and just do that. Is this the set of things that I want? I don't want this to rotate. Let's get that out of here. Yeah, I think... Yeah, let's not even bother rotating the tents, because those are not going to necessarily be at exactly a perfect angle with this. It's mainly just the buildings and the walls. Okay, let's save. And rotate layer group. -5? Yeah, that looked good. Boop. Dun, 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 dun. All right. So then, go ahead, slide this a little closer. Something like this, I think. Yeah, that spacing looks okay, and then I'm gonna grab this, and we're gonna bring this back a little ways. Create some more space so the size of that opening is more similar to these. Yeah, tell you what, let's just... You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, let's just do that. Kind of curves over into that, and we don't even need this guy. And it's not... What? Oh. Not gonna play, huh? Cool. Come on. Alright. Then, we can do our archway. Let's see. Can he reach? It looks like he can, if only just barely. Yeah. Like that? And then... Oh, that's gonna be... guess that's fine. We can put the towers on... So when, for my, for how I do the maps in Foundry, I basically have everything either ground level or above tokens. And the meanings of those things are exactly what you would assume. And I try to split them out like that in the image editor as well, because I need to export them as separate images, because one of them is going to be below the tokens, and one of them needs to be treated differently inside Foundry. Like, for example... Tiles, yeah. So this stuff is all above tokens level, and the stuff that's not graying out is below tokens. Usually, buildings I have be above tokens, so that you can kind of like sidle up alongside a wall, and your token slides under the edge of the building a little instead of bleeding over it. But it can be a little weird when you have, like, stairs and things in the mix, where it's like, well, I would want to be below it on one part, but above it on another, and there's only so great a level of detail that I bother going into. But yeah, that means I need the walls here also. Okay, yeah, something like this. And then we can put the tents back in here, because we're not gonna rotate it again. And the tents need to be... Put them below the walls. Walls of this size and height, on the other hand, I'd probably will leave below the tokens. I am gonna be right back. I need to use the bathroom. Just a minute. Enjoy the tunes. All right. Let's see. Ugh. What do I want to tackle next? Well, I was planning on doing stairs. I probably don't want to forget to allocate space for those, so I suppose let's try and take care of that now. How do I want to do that? Fundamentally, with stairs, you can either use a pre-baked asset that slaps down well over top of whatever it is you're doing, or you can use an overlay. Oh, thank you, Ralph Bat, both for the encouraging words and for the resub. I have a pre-baked stair asset that I use a lot in this campaign. I guess it's appropriate to this location. This stuff is gonna probably be white marble. The question is that gonna look fucked up enough? Because I do want this to look pretty run down. Well, maybe it'll be sufficient to... Yeah, let's give it a shot. Custom map asset, stairs, these, right? Yeah. Yeah. I've done stairs that go up onto a roof before, right? Did I do that in this? Oh, I cheated. I put something over it. Ah, you sneaky so-and-so. Oh, actually, it looks okay even without that. I did line it up ahead of time. And those are an overlay. Okay, okay. Yeah, I guess that works fine. So if we do, like... How do I have this? Yeah, that looks alright, I guess. But I need... several of these. Oh, actually, I also need to do like this so that I can smooth, I can get rid of this line. Not the wrong layer. There we go. Just like that. Yeah, okay. And on this side, same deal. Okay. Yeah, that's tall enough, I think. Merge that down. So we'll do like that. And I'll have to, I think the angle was like, yeah, copy of this. This should not be in the tenths thing either. Yeah, the angle on this was like 8.18 or some shit. Was that actually it? I remember that perfectly? Not quite. Who's calling me? Hang on a moment. Talking to me about the power grid. But in reference to the house that I no longer live in. So, not my problem anymore. That looks about right. Yeah. We do like that. Yeah, that looks good. And we can snip some of it off if we don't want it to be quite that long. But I think I like the length on that. And that looks like a realistic number of stairs to go up a story. So we'll leave it like that for now. Tom, when the grid is no longer his problem. Indeed. As many textures as they want can be missing now. And I don't have to give a shit. Woo! Okay, give me another one of these. And this just needs to go another 5 degrees. Oh, -5, rather. Boop. Question is, how do I want to reconcile it with this wall here? Yeah, it's gonna depend a little bit on what I do with the tops of these buildings. Here, I'll stick this here for now, but this isn't gonna be final in all likelihood. But there's gonna be stairs there. Let's see. Stairs, stairs, lemonade, round the corner, fudge is made. That's right, I need one more. 'Cause there's also these stairs here. I forgot I had this in here. Good one. This is from Dawn Trail. Where on here do I want this? I guess realistically, it would be like lined up with this, probably. Roughly. that also makes it look centered, or very nearly centered, so... Also, which of these borders is real? I have to Sorry. I have to decide that. I think we'll... Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll keep the lower boundary. In which case... This is gonna be like this. Yeah, give or take. But it'll be a shorter flight of stairs. Guess I actually want... Yeah, I want one that's not my double guy, just my regular guy. Something like this. Get ye gone from here. Do like that. Welcome back, Teal Cores. Like this, more or less. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah. 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 Okay. We got the stairs roughly marked out. And let's rotate these. Put him in the corner here. Put baby in the corner. And these will be at not perfect angles. Something like this. Why are we not playing anymore? Alright. Come on, man. F5. Start working. Okay. I don't know why it's suddenly this playlist. Getting stuck. It's getting sticked. That works. We'll do the tents like that. We got this one sitting up here. Ram this one back here. This is looking pretty good. Yeah. Okay, now we will actually go ahead and turn our attention to the ground, I think. Let's see. Is there supposed to be? There should be a tokens level. Cliff face needs to be at the bottom of ground level. That also needs to be in ground level. That should be in building overlays. Okay. Get rid of the sketch. Go ahead and do background. Okay, yeah. All right. I mean, I think for continuity's sake, let's just straight up grab this. Like, who gives a shit, right? Obviously, we're gonna need to rotate that. Let's see. Too far. Yeah. No fuss, no muss. So that's gonna be our base ground. I may mess with it a little if I feel like it looks too similar to this, but I mean, it should look pretty similar. I'll put that in here. Should you save these guys? They seem like good guys. I don't know which guys you're referring to now. Map assets? Or are we deep into the layers of a different joke? These extra tents out of here. I don't think I'm gonna be using these. They're a little too small. Okay. Now, as for the tiles, oh geez. What is still in here that I can steal? Anything, or am I just shit out of luck and having to start over if I want these? I think I've gotten rid of the non-rotated, non-colored versions that I was using to build the tiles here. Alas. Maybe I will use the ruin guys. So those the stairs specifically. Oh, I think the stairs are fine. It doesn't take much effort for me to recombine them in ways like this. In fact, if I were really wanting to save time, I probably could have gone to another map where I'd already had to make a long staircase and gotten that from that. Does Will give you permission to borrow from his maps? He probably would if I asked, but I don't think he has any of his maps in a form that is going to be useful to me, because he does his maps in Roll20. He doesn't image edit them, so he wouldn't have rasterized versions of anything that I could just literally copy paste in an easy way. Let's see. Map assets. All this Bingus was stone roads, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that is gonna be... I have to do... Okay. Alright, I think Ruin Builder is gonna win out here. Win 4. If I do like this, with holes and such, and then I do road along here just to like the gateway areas maybe. Do I want any of this raised floor? I suppose that would let me do like porch kind of stuff. Yeah, that could be, this actually could be useful for adding just a slight additional dimension of verticality. Just a very subtle one. Yeah, okay. Alright, so this is gonna be the texture of the courtyard, basically. I'm gonna need to figure out how I want to handle the transition parts. Oh, that's right, this also has stairs that I can use. It might actually integrate better with the other stuff here. So I'll consider using these stairs as well. Okay. Let's... If I just do a whole bunch of these to cover area to start with. Duplicate. Just kind of stitch these together. Merge. Duplicate. Merge. Duplicate. Whoa, chunky. Okay. Finally, he's here for you. He's the last member of the DK crew. DK. Donkey Kong. DK. He's a ruined floor. This is still not quite large enough. Right? Just... well, actually, it's gonna be close. How do you look? If I rotate you like this, yeah, it's not quite enough. That's okay. Do 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 do. Yeah, that's fine. What we'll do, we're just gonna make enough to cover the whole fucking map if I wanted to. And then we will cut down from there. Oop. Merge. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, merge. All right. Lots of guys. Lots of boys. Now, I'm gonna want areas where this is gone, of course. But to start with, we have this everywhere we want it. You know, that makes me think. Actually, I should check. Is this gonna, the moss on this, is that gonna fuck me? Is that gonna, actually no, I guess this will be fine, because if I marbleize this, I'm gonna lose that contrast anyway, right? If I desaturate this, yeah, like it's still got areas that are slightly darker, but it's not gonna, yeah, okay, that'll be fine. This map has style. This map has grace. This map has stretched assets all over the place. Okay. Out of curiosity. Yeah, that could be something I actually end up doing, is putting an extra layer of that on at the end for the dust. But I don't need that right now. Right now... Actually, I just realized what I need. I've made a slight oopsie with these walls, because I forgot the conceit of this is not that this is a singular thing that's surrounded by walls, but that all of this is part of an estate, implying that these are not like gates out of this into a different area. Which means these tiles aren't just gonna end here either, in all likelihood. I'll just need to find a way to indicate paths on top of this, and that I should be capable of. But it also means the walls should not just be enclosed here and then have no further extension beyond any of them. I'm not gonna delete these tents yet, because I might want to grab them for later, but... this one might oh, excuse me, might just leave there for now, but... Yeah, I want the walls to bend away from here, because this is part of just a complex, meaning these should not be positioned as if they were like outer gates. There should be more wall that's going on doing other stuff beyond this. So you do not go in the tents group. You go in little walls. Yeah, here we go. And unfortunately, this is why I was like, I should wait to rotate, because now I'm gonna have to do this shit individually, but it's okay. It's not a big deal. And do like this. And have this continue on. Get me a wall straight. Music. Music, you fuck. Ooh, the only reason I'm using Foundry is because I wanted to use my actual playlists, but if it's gonna just eat its own ass constantly, then I may just have to switch to VLC. Come on. There we go. Alright. Like this. And I think what we'll do, let's get me a nice long, that will work eventually, but what I really need is just, yeah, if I grab these, they'll already be at the right angle, so that'll save me some time. I think I'm gonna cut that square, so I can do like this, have it off just a little. That's reasonably realistic. And then give me some fucking guy. One of these raised platform bojangles. And he needs to be beneath this other stuff. Including this. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Okay. And now this looks quite a bit more as though it is involved in the remainder of the space. Let's go ahead and take this. Actually, yeah, if we do... Yeah, and then grab just a tiny little thing here.
Me when I grab my tiny little thing.
Actually, can I find one that's kind of angled over a little bit? Because that would work best with this. Yeah, okay. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And then I can even put him on top of the supports. Yeah, okay. And he needs to be rotated. Yeah, nice. And then let's go ahead and... I won't cut it off right now, but I'm imagining I'm gonna cut off the topmost row here. And probably, I don't know, maybe 3 at the bottom? Something like that. I can rotate you and flip you horizontally. Put it like that. Because that'll help fill up what would be otherwise negative space down there. And finally, we can go ahead and put... Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. Actually, I don't really want one that's longer. Maybe this? Sure. Okay. Okay, yeah. So we do this. -5. Connect this in here. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Trying to find exactly where I want to put this. Yeah, that works. Okay. Yeah, just so that, this is the problem when you have something that's at a slight angle at the bottom of a map, is that it creates an uneven distribution of the negative space. It can be tricky to figure out where you want to cut it off vertically without it looking weird. But I think this addresses the problem sufficiently. Yeah, and I'll need to also grab some more of these. Keep that looking consistent. Something like that. And this guy. Zoop. Not this part. Cropped content. Okay, yeah. That. And I guess we want the same thing over here, more or less. Needs to be lower, though. Why is this above this? Where are you? Oh, okay. Yeah, you should be here. And this. Oh. You know what? I'll just, actually just... Yeah, if I do that, and then... Just get rid of this, and... Yeah, that looks okay. And we're gonna put one more... That is too small. One more, yeah. One more time, gonna celebrate. Oh, that's not supposed to be in the tents. Oh no! I've made a terrible error. Get out of the tents group, you wacky schmackies. Go in here. This is where you belong. Yes. Okay. There we go. Lovely. Okay. Yeah, that looks a lot better, I think. Ugh. Now this looks more like it is just one part of what will be a larger complex once you put this down over top of it. Yeah. Okay. So I'll just have to figure out how I want to indicate paths on here. But yeah, for now I think that's acceptable. Okay. So, next up, I think, how delicious would you rate the map currently? It is yet lacking in flavor because I have not colored these and I have not given the buildings their material. It is an unripened fruit. But we're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah. I need to fill in these buildings properly. Do I have... Do I have marble buildings for these? Some of them. I mean, that's just already what I want, right? For some of these? Seems like it. I think what I want to do is, let's see, building 1, building 3, and base building are the overlays that I used. So let's, not music. Now let's make buildings with Aram, my Sesame Street program. These are the ones that Nico made for me. Yeah, so we got base building 1 and 3. Okay. So, what we're gonna do... let's just flip this horizontally. In fact, let's save it this way. Oh, right. Alright, whatever. It's fine. Actually, hang on. Maybe I can at least save myself a little work if I have... buildings. Building 1. Okay, yes. Thank goodness. I do have this guy. Okay, lovely, lovely, lovely. So I don't have to dick around with selections or anything. Okay. So let's get these out of here. Ooh. Okay. So marble. Beginning of the end. It's textures. Show me marble. Ding. Let's keep it simple for now. Use this one, I guess. Ooh. Yeah, he's just barely big enough. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna do that, and then duplicate you, and I guess flip horizontally. Sure, that works. Okay. So go ahead and give me this selection, and we'll get rid of everything outside of this. And then go ahead and give me this. And outer selection minus the inner selection. And nope, that's the opposite of what I wanted. Invert that. There we go. Okay. So there's our marble. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. And then to help this blend with these walls, especially for this part where we're using these to imply building walls that have fallen away, instead of leaving the outside with just this overlay, I think what I'll do is what I'll do is go ahead and grab me map assets. Well, I'm gonna do that in here. I'll tell you what. Let's export this as base building marble. And now we'll bring that in here. Base building. Okay, yeah. Okay. Try and get this rotated exactly where we want. That looks pretty close. Just a tiny skosh that way. Well, maybe not, actually. Eh? That's close enough. Okay. We'll get rid of the transparent one. So there's our marble building to start with, but... well, two things, actually. First of all, we can actually get rid of the nah, this is too... Yeah, I need a smaller brush without so much transparency. We just want this line gone. like that. No, wait, I'm being stupid. That's not how that's gonna work. What I actually need, oh, yeah, of course. What I actually need is, I need to move this up a little. And then I can freely get rid of that. Being very dense right now. Okay, there. That's what I want. But I also want this to... Oh, fucking stupid. Okay, no. No. Put this back. Put this back where it was. Of the Devil has 919 positive reviews on Steam. Fucking awesome. Is it still at like 98 or 99%? It had better be. 99%. Excellent, as it should be. Here. Instead of trying to erase, we're just gonna... There we go. The illusion that it's simply, you know, the marble of the roof just continues down onto this. If we end up even using these exact stairs, I'm not sure if we will. But for the upper thingy here, what I want... Yeah. Another thing that would have been better to do before doing the rotate, but it's okay. So we're gonna map assets, stone walls. Okay. Little group for this. East building. We got our marble. Invisible that for now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a ring of these guys. Also be marble, and that will help make it look more like it belongs with these walls. Yeah. Actually, to that end, I think we may actually want to scale this down just a bit. Oh, hang on. Yeah. Scale this down just a bit so that these are... Move this a little so that... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, do like that-ish. Shove this a little further into the wall. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Now I need my horizontal boys again. Oh, boys. Oh, horizontal boys, get in here. To be, but that's okay. Give me this corner. What is in response to Teal Chorus? What are you thinking? Oh, this is gonna stop short here, so... Okay, we'll just do that. And then I'm gonna need some vertical. What are you thinking, General? Why is this shadow so... Oh, yeah, okay. Get this out of here real quick. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I want to merge these down. Make this one guy. Yep. And then I want to do this plus this plus this. And then the vertical ones. Okay. This is 7.31, I think. Maybe even... Yeah, sure. Try that. I used points to use Tom Champ, but it isn't showing up in the chat. Can we get an Evangeline Morgan emote for when you have to do whatever it takes to win, and or have to save over your precious save file with the girls on it? Maybe. I need to sit down and think about, like, what emotes make sense in terms of being like, yeah, this is something that, like, comes up enough and is funny, and then, what is this used to express? This was a really silly way to do this. I probably would have been better off just making this on its own thing. I just thought that the version without this would be more useful as a generic asset. Oh, yeah, no, this is... get this out of here. This is just gonna annoy me. Because of the rotate. It even would have been fine if I had just... Okay, tell you what. Don't rotate that shit. Just give me a new one of these. In here. I'll take my lumps. I'll redo a small amount of work. This is what happens. What happens, class, when you don't think about what your process is going to be. You just start clicking buttons. Map assets, buildings, base building marble. Okay. I'm gonna make you a little smaller. Not a lot, just a little. Okay. So if I have like this, and then, oh god. Get this shit out of my face! Ah. Okay. And that. And then I need my corner piece. Yeah. Let's make you upper here. Part of the trouble is also the fact that yeah, this the size of the wall pieces that I'm using have no inherent relation to the size of the building. Here, let's. That works okay. Yeah, whatever. That's good enough. Why is this all... Oh, okay, that's because it's not actually connected. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, I guess I can adjust that to whatever width I want, so I don't have to be ultra precise here. So, tell you what, let's just put the little end post here. I mean, if you have an emote that isn't good, you can just get rid of it. Yeah. But people don't always like things being taken away from them. So I'd like to put a little bit of thought into it so that if I roll something out, I can, like, have confidence and pride in my product. And not just be like, I don't know, maybe someone will like this. It's not like I'm really starved for emote slots, mind you. Okay, do it like that. All right. Jeez, okay. So, that needs to be a part of this group. How did that end up here? I don't know. Okay. Huh? Okay, we can get rid of this. We can get rid of this. Okay. Okay, so these now... Get ready to get marbled, idiot. Get this out of here real quick. We're gonna... East building. Oh, okay, I guess we're just gonna merge this. Desaturate. And then we're gonna grab that same marble texture. Yeah, we used this one, I believe. Yeah. Okay. So he is going to be grain merged onto this. And then we need to tinker with the brightness, because that is too bright. That looks pretty okay. However, as you can see, the marble... it's also kind of going into the shadow, which is not super desirable. I wonder if I... is there any way I can... Oh, yeah, that actually works pretty okay. Yeah, just do... Let's, like, feather this a little so that it doesn't have harsh edges, and then just straight up... oh, this doesn't have an alpha channel. I said... There we go. Okay. So now, let's take the brightness down a bit. We won't mess with the contrast. I think that's probably what we're looking for. Oh, oops. You need to not be in... You, sir, need to not be in this layer group so that you are not getting hit by the overlay here. In fact, get all this shit out of here. Why is this leaking out of this group? The overlay should not be visible. On the ground there. What have I done? What have you done, you saucy little wench? Oh, right. It's because the shadow is... yeah. No. Wait, what? Oh, that's definitely showing the building shed. What the what's going on? Oh! There you go. Yeah, get that. Get that out of here. Nope, that didn't do it. What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? Where have I gone wrong in my life? Okay. Yeah, we know why that is there. Hang on. Oh, I'm fucking stupid. Okay, that shouldn't be here. Where are my balls? What did I do? That's what we want. Okay. Just that. Nothing else. Okay, good. Jeez. Okay. Yeah, it's because this thing... okay, yeah, that needs to be outside the group. Good. Okay, there we go. I just had my layers all discombobulated. Okay. So... let's get this to a nice hue that looks consistent with the roof. That looks pretty good to me. Yeah. Okay. So if we merge that down, and then merge that down. Okay. Now this was our test guy. Get him out of here for now. And bring just this guy over. Also... smallen him. Okay. Now it's like 7.4 or something, roughly. Very slightly more than that. 7.5? That looks about right. Okay. There we go. Although I realize there's one very small issue before we do this merge down. Yeah, leave those. Here, grab just the building, because I want to be able to have the stairs above this part of the building, but below this thing, so that this can kind of come over the, like, balustrade of the stairs. We do... Where are the stairs? They're up here? Okay. Yeah, put them between those. Yeah, now this can overlap it like this, which looks better. Yeah, that's the fucking ticket. Okay, lovely. Oh, no, don't get rid of those. Okay. Okay. And voila! We have a marble building. Eh! Eh! Yeah. Yeah. And then we can go and put this random fucking tent back. Which one was it? Tents, tents, we are the tents. Night we stalk at night. We're the tents. There we go. This will just be like... I'll tell you what we can do is, just... Whoa, hey, whoa. Just you. Rotate it a little, just so that this has a better impression of being kind of draped over the wall, actually. Yeah, like this. Yeah, that looks nice. If I'm gonna have this tent here, I think that's what I'll want, because you see it almost cheats and looks like it's contoured to that, like it was draped over the side of the wall. That's a nice little optical illusion. Okay. Feeling pretty good about where this is at. Doing the courtyard floor is gonna be a bit of effort, but not too bad. I get the buildings in place, I got the floor down, and then it's just going to be tidying up and... tidying up and cluttering. Two steps that sound like opposites, but are really more complementary. Yeah. Yeah, I like this. I think I'm gonna probably end here for today because I've got Gathering Cards in 45 minutes over on twitch.tv/surpriseroundrpg. If you want to watch some Magic the Gathering, it's gonna be Magic the Happening over there. Aram, congratulations on voicing a character in Hero Vigilantes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's a minor guy. He has a name, allegedly, because he has a name in the script, and he had a name when I was cast. I don't think anyone ever says his name, so, like, he's functionally, he's like an extra. But he has a couple lines. I doubt he will show up again. Maybe someday I will get to voice a more prominent character, but even if I don't, yeah, I can technically say I am in that show. It'll be fun. Alright, then, yeah. The manga, he does not show up again. Yeah, I wouldn't expect him to. He is just some fucking guy. Alright. Then I'm gonna end here for today. Thanks everyone for coming out. And, you know, look forward to seeing this location in Beginning of the End in, another... I don't know, 15 episodes, probably. We'll see. We'll see. And, yeah! Maybe I'll see you for Magic the Gathering tonight. I hope so. Good night, everyone. I mean, afternoon. It's only 4:17. Maybe it's night where you are. And if so, have a good one. Hooray. Bye.